Bengaluru, high-tech city but dangerous for pedestrians. The saga of bad roads in Bengaluru is never-ending. It has several aspects to it: potholes and the mishaps that occur on a regular basis, cosmetic surgeries galore announced by the Siddaramaiah government and taken forward with much fanfare and seriousness by Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar. Deadlines are set and deadlines are missed. Today, our focus is on data, which has highlighted that Bengaluru is dangerous for people who walk on its streets. This data, mind you, has not been released by any independent agency, but by the police, revealing that nearly 28% of all road fatalities in the city involve pedestrians. Also, we don't want to create any panic. Please do go for a walk, but then look at this. What I'm going to tell you. Data by traffic police until 30th of November 2025 says that 218 of the 763 people who lost their lives in road accidents across Bengaluru were pedestrians. Now, if you look at the previous year, that is 2024, as per the report published in Times of India, 869 people died in road accidents, of which 246 were, yes, pedestrians. There are many cases in which those walking the streets can die because of sometimes someone is intoxicated, drunk man. They may have flouted traffic rules and ignored the zebra crossing, etc., etc. But these fatalities in Bengaluru, according to the data, occurred due to reasons which could have been completely avoided, like rash driving, like illegal parking on pavements and poor pedestrian infrastructure. The most common reason is, of course, how due to a broken pavement, pedestrians are forced to veer away and maybe step onto a road which is narrow and already choked with traffic. Meanwhile, the Greater Bengaluru Authority has begun working on pedestrian safety, like identifying 50 pedestrian-heavy locations that are in poor conditions. But one only hopes that this doesn't get mired in blame game and politics. Let's debate. We have two experts, Satya Prakash ji, who is Vice Chairperson and spokesperson for KPCCA, and Bhaskar Rao, former IPS officer and Commissioner of Police, Bengaluru. Merry Christmas to both of you. Thank you for making the time today on a day of festival for all of us. You know what? I'm going to talk about how those who die, they will be blamed. For instance, suppose my grandmother, died in a road accident. People will say, oh, she should have walked carefully. No, why did she not walk carefully from the pavement? Why did she have to jump onto the road at this age? She's 89, blah, blah, blah. She's dead and gone. Mr. Rao, I'll start with you. In this slugfest, now this is a data which is released by traffic police. Very challenging for them already. Bengaluru, I'm not cherry picking, anywhere. They do a great job, salute to them. But I'm asking you this, that where does one go, sir? There is no road, the pavements are all broken, then there is parking on the road. There has to be some kind of, cleaning up all this so that it is at least has a semblance of some kind of normalcy, Bhaskar sir.
See, this is a issue of urban misgovernance, and it has been happening not just now, but it has over the years it has happened. And this is mainly because not only for Bangalore, but for our whole country as such, we don't have a pedestrian policy. And pedestrians are known as vulnerable road users. So there is no protection for people to walk and reach their destination. It's a struggle for them, and it's a challenge for the senior citizens, the differently abled, as well as children also, to walk and commute by foot. So accidents have been occurring very frequently. The zebra crossings are only naam ke vaste, and if you look at the zebra crossings which they have painted over there, they would have been erased. Or even when a green light appears over there, there is scant respect for a green light.
I think we are having some audio
Zooming
problem.
in and zooming out.
There. Okay. But sir, whose responsibility it is that if the zebra crossing gets erased, who will correct all this, sir?
Callous attitude of motor vehicle users as well as the enforcement authorities.
Right. Okay. All right. Satya Prakash, welcome to the show, Satya Prakash. This statistic is disturbing. I mean, a city is known to be beautiful when it has streets. In Europe, you can walk. I'm not saying we are Europe because the population that we have here, the chaos that we have here, small cities in Europe, but walking there is such a pleasure. I'm sure you know about it. Walking also in places, at least in North India, the hills, it's very easy because not many traffic, there is not many vehicles. How do you solve Bengaluru's problem, Satya? The thing is that people die. I've heard of, electric bus was doing, the old man could not hear, he died. Then I've heard that, two people were riding a scooty and, this woman, she fell and a bus came and, kind of climbed all over her because the man was actually, trying to negotiate a pothole. At the end of the day, how do we solve this, Satya?
Good evening, Sudhaji. Good evening, Mr. Bhaskar Rao. Happy Christmas to all of you and
Thank you,
all the
sir.
viewers of News9. See, this is a catch-22 situation, and I totally agree with our friend, top cop, Mr. Bhaskar Rao. Our policies are not, pedestrian friendly. They are not, easy to use for, pedestrians, especially senior citizens and differently abled, like what Mr. Bhaskar Rao said. But if I have to see, we have to really look at this data, post these, mobile days and now. If when mobiles were not the order of the day, where so many accidents happening to pedestrians, and I really doubt. Today, what is the problem is, whether the flower falls on the thorn or the thorn falls on the flower, the problem will be for the flower only. Similar is the case of the pedestrians. Either way, even if they do a mistake, they will be in problem.
Yeah,
Even if the
true.
other guy does a mistake, also pedestrian life will go. Because the guy who is driving the car, nothing will happen to him. Guy who is driving the bus, nothing will happen to him. So we should make more and more pedestrian friendly. Bhaskar Rao ji rightly said, most of the zebra crossings, there are no marks, either they are gone or something like that. And in a overpopulous city like Bangalore, where a lot of people go by, walk, we have to have a pedestrian,
Right. Yeah, but
friendly.
who will initiate it, Satya Prakash ji? Because I'm not talking about jaywalkers. They can be a menace, but I'm talking about old people and those who are differently abled.
Thing.
Who will do it, sir? Satya Prakash ji.
First thing, my experience, I'm telling you, first thing they should do is mobiles, the driver should not use their mobiles. If the driver want to use the mobile, he should come to the side, stop, and then only use. This is the major problem. As for me, most of the pedestrians are facing. I recently read a report where a high court lawyer was just mowed down by a youngster. Second thing is this road rage by young students. They will not have proper documents. They will not have driving license. They will just hit and run away. These sort of things, we need to put processes in place. Who is responsible? My government is responsible. I will not run away from this problem.
Right.
We have to make more stringent laws. We have to make more pedestrian friendly. Traffic in a overpopulous city like Bangalore is a must. Okay, we cannot sit quiet. We have to make sure that every life, whether it is 214 or even one, as long as those 214 doesn't have one of our own, we will be, callous in our attitude.
Right,
but
Satya.
as soon as one of our own are there, the
I
pain
know.
is too
The pain
huge.
is too
And
huge, yeah.
my government should do something about it.
Very well
And we
said.
have to make sure. We have to make sure that first thing is mobiles should not be used by the drivers.
Thank
How
you.
we can regulate this? I want to ask our friend Mr. Bhaskar Rao who can.
Yes, Satya
tell us.
Prakash. Bhaskar Rao, sir, he said about mobile phones. The traffic cops said rash driving happens very, very often. Rules are flouted. But, sir, the man who's dead on the street, it's not his business. You get your act together. If there is rash driving, do challan him. Abroad you can't. You get a ticket. We were all scared of the ticket. You have to kind of, all these measures are not the problem of the man or the woman who died on the street. It's an unnecessary death. I can't walk on the pavement, they are broken. Who will do it? GBA or maybe, BBMP, whoever it is, it's their responsibility. Why is everything parked there? Maybe traffic police, you say, do you have parking here? Then why are 6 scooties parked here? Not my problem. But then I die at the end of it. Do you think the government can do something about it? Look at this government, potholes, 31st October was the deadline. Sir, I lost track of the story, Bhaskar Rao, sir. I lost track of the story. Over to you, Mr. Rao.
It is not just removal of one fact. It is a comprehensive traffic management issue of pedestrian vulnerability over there. It is a parking issue is associated. And as you mentioned, so many scooters were parked over there, a pothole issue. All these are interconnected. Now that Satyaprakash ji is very serious, and I really appreciate and admire his commitment over there. If a commitment comes right from the Chief Minister, the Home Minister, saying that bring down deaths, and these are the steps we are going to take. And actually, it is not some rocket science. We don't need some imported knowledge for this over there. We only need an intent. And if that is there, a lot can be accomplished. An intent has to come. Of course, we did not do it. I must frankly admit, and I was, as a commissioner of police, my attention went elsewhere and I left it to my joint commissioner, but I take the responsibility that we did not do it. Police alone cannot be responsible for this. We have to have the municipal administration of the GBA into, as well as the police department, public transport, and whatever footpaths are left over, that also become unwalkable. So people always like to share the walking space with the moving traffic also, and they cross the road wherever they feel like crossing, and they are hit by vehicles. Sometimes vehicle stops, vehicles sometimes do not stop over there. So this thing also includes a lot of hit and run cases also. It's a very good subject that you have picked up. Like, I think after Swachh Bharat, this should be the most important subject, which should be in the mind of the those who are ruling, because the kind of deaths, injuries that are taking place due to traffic-related issues is mind-boggling, and I'm sure everybody's family in some way or other is affected,
Right.
or someone of our group must have been hit or injured by that.
Satyaprakash, in all this, in all these issues, like Mr. Rao says that, all these departments need to come together. Only then they need to be synchronized, or else the onus cannot be on, let's say, just the government or the municipality. Everyone, the traffic police, everyone has to come together. But you know what, Satyaprakash? When you lose a life in your family, I mean, God forbid, it should never happen to any of us, then we are only questioning authorities. What did they do? There are cases, I was reading up, that an old woman around 91 years, she had to walk because she didn't have any other means. And she said, I kept telling them that this huge rock you have placed here, please, someone throw it, because it's just there. No one moved it. She died 2 days later.
What I suggest, what I suggest, Sudhaji, is now we have 220 or 200, we have empirical data that
Yes.
every year so many people are
Yes,
dying.
sir.
Let us go back to the drawing board and let us find the reason. How many accidents happen due to road rage? How many accidents happen due to youngsters, using cars without valid driving license? How many accidents happen because of heavy vehicles like buses and who damn care a shit for guys on the road, pedestrians on the road, because they'll be in their own gala thing, sometimes listening to music, sometimes with earphones and talking to their dear ones. I have seen on the roads every cab driver, every auto driver is continuously talking to his family or friends while he is driving. When you are driving, when your mind is in something else,
Yes.
now how can you concentrate on the road?
I
We have to make a list, and we have to work on one or two things at a time. See, where there is a will, there is a way. We need to find out. The transport department has to, the RTO department has to sit, the police department has to sit, all the civic agencies have to sit.
But will it happen, Satyaprakash? It sounds very good, but the doability of it, where is there a will? There is no will, there is no way. Because I'll tell you, you said potholes, there was money allocated also. Mr. D.K. Shivakumar also took up the initiative. 31st October came and went. Mr. Siddaramaiah went to those engineers. We have footage of that where he said, what are you doing? You're not doing any work. I will suspend you. The app was, the app was launched, everything. At the end of the day, it is like this. This is how Bengaluru is. You want to live, or else you shift out.
If few accidents are happening due to potholes also, we are also supposed to take the blame, and we have a responsibility. We collect road tax, we collect taxes from Bengalurians, so we have to do that also. I'm not shirking away from any responsibility, because when it comes to life of our own dear citizens, it is a bounden responsibility of any government to act sanely. And if there is some 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 accidents have happened due to potholes, those potholes also the government should, today most of the arterial roads Main roads they have filled, but there will be so many internal roads where still potholes will be there. I think great effort should be put by this government to take another deadline. Don't worry, we have failed on that deadline.
All
You
right.
know,
That's very
we have
nice,
failed,
kind
but
of you.
we
Very kind of
we
you.
will we will take it up.
We will.
No, we will take
Yeah.
it up again, and we will fill
Yeah.
it up, and that is
Bhaskar,
that is our job.
Bhaskar Rao, sir, I mean, I want to give you the final word because I've completely run out of time. You know, it's a Silicon Valley of India. This is where big business deals are signed. This is where a lot of people from abroad come. I'm not going to, comment on what someone said about Bengaluru. It's our business. So I'm asking you that for reputation, because it's the plum city that we have, don't you think the government should do something to make it better? How awful does it look for anyone to be riding through these roads and people dying on the streets and with their scooty down? I've seen it so many times, sir, in Bengaluru.
No, I agree with you. This problem has become so big that it is not the responsibility of a ruling party alone. Ruling party ought to show its magnanimity in including everybody, all citizens, including the opposition, to see that this is brought down. And if it becomes people's issue rather than a government's issue, I'm sure it can be solved over there. Instead of asking what next deadline, we have to get together to solve this problem, because over the years, problem has become so huge that one organization cannot solve. And now, with 5 commission rates CBA, the blame will keep on rotating from one over to the other. So it is best everybody.
Okay, that's a good thought. That's a good thought on Christmas. Lovely. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for giving us hope, for giving Bengaluru hope. Satya, thank you. Mr. Rao, thank you so much. You gave us hope on Christmas. Thank you so much, sir.